story started yesterday. Yesterday, I put my pencil, perfect pencil
and I just took it off.
I'm the only one who has one of the same type of those. And I got it sharpened in the morning, but when I unpacked, I went to go get my pencil. And guess what I saw? Nothing but yellow, plain old pencils. I couldn't find my perfect attendance pencil, which is the only pencil I turned in. So I had to take somebody else's pencil because somebody, and I know who, stole my perfect attendance pencil, who didn't even earn one because they were in Canada. So today, I saw Lizzie using it on her morning work. And I was like, Lizzie, that's my pencil. And she was like, well, it was in that box. And I was like, because I needed it sharpened. And then she was like, it's just a pencil. I was like, it's my perfect attendance pencil. And then Reese jumped in and said, yeah, she earned it. You didn't earn it. You were in Canada. And then, well, she didn't say it like that. She was like, you were in Canada. And then I was like, yeah, so give me my pencil. And then she was like, no. So I waited all the way till after lunch to get my pencil back. I said, can I have my pencil? She was like, after, she was like, yes. And she lost my pencil in her desk. And then she said, after recess. I was like, okay. After recess, I never got my pencil back. I told the teacher. She didn't do anything. She never changed the even thing. It was just the same thing. Lizzie had my pencil. And I still don't have it.
It's just a pencil.
It's a perfect attendance pencil.
They all do the same thing. Maybe you should keep it and we'll sharpen it at home.
Okay, welcome back with the mute off. Now you can hear what I'm saying. I know y'all are looking at us like, wait.
And I got a big old bottle of champagne in my hand trying to figure out how to
All right,
open
one
it.
more thing to navigate here, and we should be ready to roll. Let's put that on the screen so you guys can figure out how to get to us. Okay, so we were just doing a little bit of intro. If you guys, hopefully some of you read lips. You got that part. We were just saying that, first of all, we're excited to be back with you guys. And we did miss a week. I'm going to bring it down a little bit. Because no matter how much you try to get your lives right beforehand, you still have to come back and do something. We were talking about how excited we are to be with you guys. Or how much we're trying to be excited. Because it's been a long January. Mm-hmm. Everybody was talking about how long it's been in January. I gave a little intro to the video we just showed. We were talking about Taylor. We're going to talk all about Taylor today. We're going to talk about Lizzie. We're going to talk about Mom. We're going to talk about the teacher. We're going to talk about the fact that Taylor has been articulating how she has had to navigate this world since being here. Very smart girl. She and her mom, yes, we did just pop champagne.
Just pop the champagne.
Because we need something to celebrate. So if you have something to celebrate, please
let us
put
know.
it in the comments. Don't let us drink for nah. Okay? We want to give us something to celebrate. And I was actually going to buy some water, and I realized the champagne was cheaper. And so I decided to go for the champagne.
So there are some good things still in the world.
You say so.
Champagne cheaper than water.
It was.
We showed you how expensive water is.
How expensive water is, and it was easy to carry. I was like, do I want to carry a case of water? Or do I want to carry a bottle of champagne? I want to carry a bottle of champagne. So I'm going to sip today. But we were just talking about, it's Super Bowl Sunday, and we kind of felt guilty doing one, but then we were like, wait, because we have to go when life lets us go.
Exactly.
Being caregivers and all that kind of stuff. And I told Angela as I left the house, I kind of felt bad that we were going to interrupt your Super Bowl Sunday. But then they were saying that they were going to give you 5 hours of pregame, and I thought, well, at least they can give us 30, 45 minutes.
Absolutely.
Right?
Well, yeah, thank you for 30 minutes. Absolutely.
At least give us a quarter?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
At least give us a quarter. Come in and talk to us, and we want to talk. One of the reasons we want to talk about Taylor is because the video actually triggered a lot of us, and it's on every post out there. There's a lot of conversation. I just today shared it again on Instagram, just as a note that we were going to talk about it today, and already are getting comments there. Not to mention the previous post and the post and the post and the post and the original post. Okay, and do me this favor, guys. I know it's easy and apps allowing us easy access to other people's content to upload and so forth, and we just did the same thing. But I left their tag on there, and I tagged them, so you can go to their original page and follow Taylor. We want to see Taylor. Let me tell you, these young people that are doing social media and influencers and so forth, they are ending up on the Forbes list. They are making millions, and want to make sure that Taylor is one of those young people that will get millions. That people are sending her products. She's doing unboxings and so forth. And these kids that are doing unboxings, they're making, when I say millions, I don't mean like just a couple of millions. So I think like 20, 30, $50 million a year doing all these different unboxings and so forth.
So she's already got she's already an Instagram,
already an influencer,
YouTube.
Got a brand. But one of the things is one, she's a very articulate little girl. Now we hate to say that, but she's been articulating the problems she's been having with this world pretty much since she's gotten here.
This is good. Somebody just shared that they've been a Taylor fan. Let's see here if I can see.
Since she's been on there.
Since she started questioning why Obama wasn't in the White House. So I'm like, oh, that's her. That's the little girl.
So and everybody's really familiar with her. But when we saw this video,
content with me. Hey, thanks for chiming in.
And I'm gonna jump in over here. I do want to go through some of the comments we did get on Instagram.
And we're trying to participate, right? You're gonna see me doing this because I can't see. So if I don't say your name,
I know. Well, let's go. Mr. Tactical Snowflake is on here now. I feel that way about most of my things.
Well, but yes.
I don't mean it like, and it's different too. One, I'm an only child.
Yeah.
So if you touch something of mine, I feel real offended.
Well, look, I'm the oldest of 5. I don't ever remember a time when little creepy siblings weren't touching
your stuff.
Touching my stuff, right? So like Taylor, I'm just like, I understand. And what I love about this is to get into this, and I see that my friend Kristen's on here, and she can testify that Taylor and I said, if you're into astrology, I'm going to guess that Taylor has a Leo moon, that her moon is in Leo. If you follow astrology, because people with the Leo moon love achievements and awards, right? I have every award since I was in 1st grade. I have every note. Every teacher sent me, Angela's such a good student. She's such a pleasure to have in class. I have every one of them that I archived myself, that I started working on when I got to about 2nd or 3rd grade. Again, lots of kids behind me. I thought, I was like, my mom's not keeping up with these well enough. They're going to get messed up. I was that kid. And so I've had my own scrapbook, and I kept my own scrapbook, and I've got all these awards and certificates.
Wow.
And so, and I get them out every once in a while, many years later, and I'm like, look at my awards. And so, I look at Taylor, and I'm like, she earned that pencil.
She earned the pencil.
And that was important to her. And to say, I'm sure that being pink was important as well, because she emphasized it was a pink perfect attendance pencil. But if you notice in the beginning, she says, I'm the only one who has one.
You know what? Well, here's where the first place I got stuck was the fact that there was a box.
Were you sharpening?
Everybody had to put their pencils.
Did you sharpen your own pencils?
Yes. I was like, why? First of all, why these kids? I'm thinking about the teacher now having to go to this box every day. I'm like, why are these kids not sharpening their own pencil? But then I got thinking about how much of a distraction it was. And even as a kid, you tried to be when you went to go and sharpen.
Oh, that was the whole thing.
Okay.
Well, and look at me. This is how old I am. We had this. Hand
exactly,
cranker.
And you had to go to you literally had to navigate the whole classroom,
and that's probably why
they have,
and so that you don't go, I need to sharpen my pencil,
and then everybody's going, and everybody's going. So but to that also is the fact that we don't want, because everybody does not achieve at the same level. We don't want to. We don't want people to have those moments. And what is it where everybody gets a trophy?
Right. That's participation award, right? Well, here's the point. Here's my main point of this. Why give out a pink perfect attendance pencil if it's not meaningful, right?
Right.
So in the whole drama of this story, the one that I really have an issue with is the teacher. Because Taylor goes to Taylor tries to resolve it herself. And so then she goes to the teacher and is like, Lizzie has my pink perfect attendance pencil. Now, who would have given her the pink perfect attendance pencil? The teacher, right? This would have been awarded by whoever's in charge. She goes to the person who awarded the pencil. This girl has my pencil. It's clearly my pencil because there
Right.
ain't no others.
Right.
And the teacher's like, don't bother me. And I'm like, God bless this teacher. She got other problems, right? I'm sure. She's just trying to keep children alive. She's like, I don't care about a pencil. But if you don't put any value in it, right? What is the point of it? And I think there's a piece of that as well, is that we're going to set up these kinds of awards for kids, right? Then let's make sure, or maybe that was from the year before. I don't know how it works, but you know, if the school needs to honor
rules of the box.
That's right.
It's the honor system.
That's it. And the rules of the box, and and there's no way that Lizzie doesn't know that she's not supposed to take that picture.
And Lizzie knew that there was no supervision over taking pencils out of the box.
Yep.
And to go, and then there's all the yellow pencils, and
Right.
then there's the pink perfect attendance pencil.
Well,
and Lizzie just takes the pencil and goes on about her merry way.
Yeah.
And just her face when she was talking about, I go to the box and you know what I saw? Yellow pencils, right? And I looked around. Go ahead. I'm going to get some shares going here.
No, go ahead. And so the fact that there's all yellow pencils and then her one pink pencil means that kids are probably not allowed to bring in special pencils or anything like that. There's a lot of value put on pencils.
And the fact that you cannot bring in a special pencil.
Yes,
You
because
got
it's
to
all
earn
yellow
it.
pencils, right? That's it. You're supposed to earn it. And so that's the part that got me. And not even the little girl who steals it and won't give it back. That's okay. That's fine.
Somebody check on Lizzie.
Yes, but the teacher not saying, hey, Lizzie, give her back her pink pencil because that's her pencil and she earned it. And so, there is if we're going to say everybody doesn't get, is there?
Yes. No. Yes. Did I?
Well, I think, because.
Okay, I think we got it.
Yeah.
All right.
But to say, let's let that be meaningful, or don't have it, right? So that's, to me, hit me in a special place.
Right.
And I think anybody who has ever, and I thought there's so much in there, there's so many layers. But think about,
we all
had
a moment. We all had one of those moments.
To work to earn an award,
Right.
and then for it to be treated like it's nothing, right?
Because if she experiences this in the second grade,
Yes.
I have gone to the adults to handle this matter. We've tried to handle them amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
There's supposed to be an honor system in this box of pencils in the sharpening thing. And none of this has worked. So now, here, the last person is about to tell me it doesn't matter.
Right.
And she didn't say that it didn't matter. First, her mom, when her mom said it's just a pencil. First of all, it's not just a pencil.
It isn't,
because you made sure I was at school every day.
Absolutely.
Perfect attendance is, we don't even have perfect attendance on the show yet.
No. And that's right.
Okay.
Perfect attendance is the accomplishment of a
big
parent.
deal. That's a parent involved, and this is a very involved parent. And so now you're saying my hard work didn't count, your hard work didn't count. And then she came back with, well, we'll just keep it at home and sharpen it at home. So now here's another failed system in this system of where I'm supposed to go to this place every day, and I've got to navigate it in this way. I can't trust the teacher. I can't trust my classmates.
Right.
And now, how much can I come and tell you, Mom?
Right. Well, it's interesting. The escape artist on Periscope said, if the teacher's on social media, she's heard this now. I thought, well, I thought you could have taken care of this pencil issue. Okay. And now you're getting put on blast. You think you had a problem.
Oh, my God. Because you've got to imagine everybody around Lizzie is probably...
Well, I'm like, and again, Lizzie's a child. Yeah. Poor Lizzie.
Taylor,
Lizzie, Lizzie, the pencil thief,
poor Lizzie,
has been jumped on.
And you
on
know what happens
mob.
in second grade follows you all the way through school, right?
So I'm like, with an understanding that we do not want to jump on a little child.
But the child's name is Lizzie.
But yes, so Lizzie and Taylor.
You talked about Taylor. Now, first of all, name alone.
Well, it's true.
And how many? Lizzie gave her father how many whacks?
Yeah, Lizzie Borden gave him.
I mean,
I
went there. Like,
she went to Lizzie Borden. Lizzie Borden stole
Taylor's
pink paper.
How many Lizzie? And I know I'm sorry, Lizzie's mom, but I mean, come on.
So let's get into that piece of it, right? Because clearly there's some value if somebody else wants to take it and keep it and not give it back.
Right.
And so the other thing that I found so interesting in this little scenario with Taylor, who clearly is very polished, on social media.
This topic is so serious. I need like another device, guys. I see your comments. The comments.
See, everybody's got something to say, but it's to say this. Look at how when Taylor is telling the story, how little girls navigate conflict, right? And
right.
so,
because we want to bring this back to leading women and girls.
And so this is, and I thought what you see in her telling the story is a very much a microcosm or an example on a very small level of what women carry into their adult life, right? Which is Taylor's mad. Right? And Taylor has experienced an injustice.
Is Taylor mad or is Taylor hurt?
She's hurt. You're right. She's hurt. She's lost something, right?
Right.
But she has righteous anger.
Well, she's been devalued.
Yes, and she has a right to be hurt. She has a right to be mad. But she did not immediately go and tattle, right? Which is, to me, it's not a tattle if somebody stole something.
She spent an entire day trying to resolve this.
And she said, I'm going to go, again, like a little tiny leading woman, and I'm going to resolve this. She went directly to Lizzie. I'm like, grown women don't do this. She went right to first she went on a hunt for her pencil.
Right.
So she's looking around. But she said, I knew who took it. See, there's a whole backstory between her and Lizzie because she knew Lizzie wanted that pencil. But she went to her.
with me says, I've been looking for Lizzie at Chuck E. Cheese all weekend.
Now let's leave Lizzie. Yep.
I've been looking for Lizzie at Chuck E. Cheese all weekend, just sitting there waiting for somebody to yell out Lizzie.
Yeah, and it'd be like, but yeah,
we are so bothered by this.
Well, it is. Well, and again, we've all had this. And so Taylor goes and talks to her, and the girl admits it, and she's like, "Well, it was in the box."
I wasn't gonna give it to her.
No.
Like, it was in the box. And wasn't didn't immediately give it to her. She tried to justify the fact that she got it out of the box.
But apparently, Taylor didn't go alone because Taylor had her hype woman with her.
What did the hype woman say? Because you were in Canada.
She's like, well, the whole thing about Canada, God bless her, she was in Canada. Yay! And probably came back talking about I went to Canada.
Right.
I was all in Canada.
Right.
Canada was great. So Lizzie brought a friend, said I'm going to have a backup. And said, so then she's describing her friend. You didn't earn that. You were in Canada. And then Taylor backs off of that, right? And says, wait a minute. That's not how she said it.
Right.
She said it, you didn't earn that. You were in Canada.
Right.
And that right there to me was an amazing example of how we think as women, and we have this indignation and but that we have to feel like that we have to temper it, right?
All the way.
These are children. We're not expecting them to be sophisticated with emotional communication. These kids are clearly very emotionally intelligent. But she's like, first of all, I don't want to get my friend in trouble for suggesting that she spoke in a way that she didn't. I'm going to be truthful because people are not being truthful. I'm going to tell the truth of what happened. But secondly, of how, even though I'm sure the friend was feeling like she wanted to say, you didn't take that. That's not yours. You didn't earn that. That her friend didn't. That the friend who is in the middle of this now is trying to resolve it by de-escalating.
Exactly.
And saying, well, you didn't earn that. You were in Canada, right? That is an entirely different meaning than you didn't earn that, you were in Canada.
Here's a person that's noticing that there is some activity between two other girls, right? And decides to come in. And so we have them, we now know we speak up early.
Yes.
And because when we go through the whole thing of women being bossy, everybody right now is trying to go back to find out when do we lose this?
Yes.
Because these third grade girls will be totally different. In the fourth grade, they'll be totally different. Third grade may be the last time.
Well, this is
right. And we get to follow. Remember we talked about data in real time.
Yes.
We get to follow Taylor in real time, and one because we're going to wonder when is this going to shift her.
And this is the whole thing that they talk about as girls enter adolescence, that their means of communicating shift. And this sort of self-perception that doesn't shift back until menopause. That basically that is basically the hormones that make you fertile, and the pressures that come along with this shift the way that women communicate, and that often women don't feel like they're back to their 7 or 8 year old self which was I don't give a shit, right? And I'm going to speak up for myself, and I can compete with anybody. And
that's why people say when we get our age, you know, there's no more filter.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we're not concerned with all
Then you
that.
get to menopause, and it's like whatever it is, and there's studies you can look at it. I believe it's progesterone. I believe
Did we see it in
Taylor? We
saw it in Taylor because where Taylor was ready to handle this, she realized, oh wait, there's another person involved.
There's other people
That's when
involved.
you said she started to temper.
Yeah.
Let me bring it down.
Yeah.
She didn't say it that way.
Yeah. She's like,
because
yeah.
I see how you guys are treating me.
Right. And I'm not going to get anybody else in trouble. She's still trying not to get Lizzie in trouble.
Right. Because they're like still at school or
yes.
something.
Because they look to me like they're in the principal's office.
Right. In our mind, we're like,
someone's getting in trouble.
Right.
But, you know, so she's pleading her case. But it's like, I thought, this is how girls function in groups. And they come together and they are trying to resolve. And, you know, there's a whole thing, too.
And it looked to be, the resolve to this looked to be no more perfect attendance pencils.
Well, that would certainly take care of it. But, you know.
And that's where we are in society right now. Okay, so we just won't reward the hard work of others.
And so instead of saying, let's figure out how to negotiate these things. And I'm like, I give these girls credit. I give Taylor and her friend credit for saying, I want to resolve this again without involving the teacher yet. And then Lizzie's like, okay, fine. After recess.
And she was so patient. After recess.
And again, Taylor's like, that's fine. I'm not going to follow you in.
I would have been like, look, let's empty out this desk.
Exactly.
Give me my pencil.
And then, you know, then Lizzie's like, I've gotten lost in my desk.
What was the friend's name?
If somebody remembers the friend's name, I was like, I saw somebody say they never remember.
What was the friend's name on that? And
yeah.
Thank you guys so much again for it. I can't remember the friend's name.
Yeah.
I really want.
Because I thought the little friend is very interesting in here. But, you know, and then for the teacher she goes to the teacher's like, don't bother me with it. She goes to her mom. Her mom thinks it's funny enough to record.
Also, for the little Lizzies out there, let's ask this question. Were they feeling some kind of way because Lizzie did go to Canada?
Well, this is
the way they were saying the Canada.
I feel like
that's the other side of the
again, there's a whole thing, right? You don't get to go to Canada,
right?
So under what circumstances?
Because it's women, we can't do both.
I mean,
right?
I tell you, I could write a thesis statement. I could write write a 20-page paper on this interaction because something went down with Canada. Because she was in Canada,
right?
Which makes me think
that was said a certain way
Lizzie
several times.
Well, and let's pull this back. Taylor is now an Instagram internet personality. Probably this is known in the school as well.
Oh, I'm sure because there is a post about them asking her, "Who are you? Who are you?" and so forth.
Yeah. But so well, I went to Canada. Is that the response to you? You know, you
have a following.
You have a following, right? So again, this is the sort of thing that children got to work out, right?
Especially now because they all have this lifestyle.
At this age, we start to see a divergence in the way girls and boys communicate. As that the girls are like, we're going to figure it out. We're going to have a group meeting. We're going to try to help everybody save face. They're really trying to help everybody save face, and basically. Taylor's like, if I just get my pencil back, nothing.
But even if she had her pencil back, do y'all still feel some kind of way because she went to Canada?
Yeah.
I need to know.
Yeah.
I'm just.
Could be.
I'm just being a Lizzie advocate.
It could be.
Because it seems like to me while Lizzie was in Canada, because you have to ask yourself, how is it that they could even say it that way? What was said while this family was on their Canadian trip? We don't know why they might have gone to Canada while school was in. We don't know that part. And I because I'm the person I need to understand all of.
Well, that's it. And I think there's something in that. And again, there's this natural competition.
It is.
And FOMO and this whole and again, they were trying to resolve it. And somebody said, well, how messy was Lizzie's desk? And I'm like, I think Lizzie conveniently stuck that in her backpack.
See you after recess, Lizzie.
There's, like I say, this is an escalating situation.
Somebody says, I wonder how messy her desk was.
Exactly. And I'm like, no.
It's like,
I'm like, you know, the odds that Lizzie lost the pencil between the morning when Taylor saw it, but again, this sort of idea where little boys would fight. Right?
Right.
Now, I don't know how that is now in schools.
What guys have handled this totally differently?
Because, you know, back in the day, I mean, even when I was in school, girls would fight.
But see, now we keep asking the men, and we're going to have a day. I've got some guys that want to come and sit in these spots because they know that's part of the live streaming that Angela and I will go over there behind the camera. We'll put 2 men over here and we'll throw some questions at them. Would guys have handled this differently? Would this honor system, is the fact that this sharpening box works, is it because the boys in the room don't care about pencils?
Well, they don't care about pink pencil.
They care about these accomplishments. And men will most times tell us that they feel the same ways we do. They just don't communicate.
They don't communicate it. This, and I'm like, and I'm, you know, and the information that I'm drawing on, if you're interested in any of this, is
people are clearly interested.
I'm going to say on a higher level. If you're interested in the difference between little girl communication and little boy communication, there's a linguist named Deborah Tannen, and she has written these books are now probably 25 years old. She was on the cutting edge at that time, but her research stands the test of time of how we see these communication differences, which is girls are trying to negotiate an even sharing of power. Where boys tend to be more hierarchical, one up, one down. So in that hierarchical relationship, this is how they can fight it out, and whoever wins won, and then they're like, okay, you won, and we're all fine. But girls in this shared space, like you say, even if we've resolved it, have we really resolved Canada, right? That girls do not necessarily in this, while they're trying to achieve this equality and this even sharing, they can say something's resolved, but it may not really be resolved because they don't let it go. And not saying not saying that they should be beating each other up and say winner takes it all. That's not.
Because even in a kid mind, you don't have perfect attendance because you went to Canada.
But this is research that's been done. Again, we're going to say that totally. I am about. I don't want to say all things are genetic. We're going to say how you're socialized. Really, it's how you're socialized female, right? How you're socialized male. These things are how, and I'm talking about in Western culture and American culture. These things may be different in different cultures. So I'm talking about this American culture.
And the one place to have that kind of impact is in the school system.
And this is where you see it, right? And this is where you see it. So, somebody said, I don't feel Taylor felt a certain way about not going to Canada.
Oh, honey, I think Taylor was in her feelings about that Canada and I say that because it was leveled against the perfect attendance.
I'm giving you some more.
And I'm already like belching, y'all.
We're gonna drink this bottle
because it was one thing over the other, and I can remember this day very clearly in the 3rd grade. There was a group. It was a group of adults on tour. I was out to the water fountain in school, my classroom, and I went to the water fountain. And nosy as I am, as inquisitive as I am, there was a group of adults that were literally on tour at our school, particularly because of the number of boys in our school. In this particular school system, our school had an unusual amount of boys, meaning that during in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd grade in our little quad or whatever you called it, there had been this enormous amount of boys had been born in this community, in this school, and the superintendent of the school was given a tour to these adults, and I heard so much at the water fountain that I formulated pretty much the rest of my life, and I have given talks and blog posts and art, and I remember even going back and interviewing some of those boys and the difference between those boys in 10 years. There's an actor here in Atlanta, Irony Singleton. Most of you know him from what's the one with zombies? Fear the Walking Dead. He was on The Walking Dead and Blindsided and so forth. And we're gonna probably bring him in later to do one of these. But I had a conversation with him because he is 10 years behind me. And I remember talking about the boys that were in my class and the boys and talking about our community. And he said that was just not how it was when I came along. It was entirely different.
Isn't that interesting?
So we have to understand. One of the reasons we have to dive into how Taylor and Lizzie and the friend and the teacher response, the parent response, because this is that real time data. We don't necessarily have to wait 2 years and 5 years down the line to see how this plays out. We can just go and follow them, and do follow. They're at Tab Jeezy, TABGEEZY on Instagram, and you can see other videos where she's had to articulate a lot of things that have gone on. But it's so true.
Yeah. And
content
content
that early.
Yeah.
I really want people to play on the fact that it's really that early, because we're too much out here dismissing the experiences of our young people. And yet we're here trying to, at menopause, trying to figure out what is this?
Who are we? Right. And let's get back to this point, is that you said this interaction basically formed you, right? There's an expression, and I believe it is from Asia somewhere. It's an old saying: "Give me a boy till he's 7 and I'll give you the man." And the idea being is that by the time we're 7 years old, we are basically formed. Our personality is basically set. Not that things can't change or whatever.
Right, but it's set.
It's there.
It's there.
And so what you're seeing with Taylor is somewhat of an unfiltered. She already has pressures though, because she knows, you can see she knows she's on camera, right? She's already getting pressures. We start overlapping all these pressures, right?
Right.
And we get away from who we are. So when we're looking at Taylor, we're seeing something that's truer to the original form. But Content With Me said, hey, or I don't know if it's Content With Me, Taylor has great reasoning skills. She surely does. And we've seen that since she was a baby, right? Talking about Obama. Why is he not in the White House? She's got a mind that is looking at a lot of different things, right? And so part of what is disturbing to me in this story, other than I need a pink perfect attendance pencil. I guess I violated ours because we didn't have perfect attendance. But is that I value a pink perfect attendance pencil. But is that she understands the reasoning behind everything that's happening here. And yet she's repeatedly being told by people in authority, you shouldn't be worrying about this. But it's important to her. And so let me just toss another piece into this. Which is the
we handle more of this? Go ahead.
The way we devalue the things that are important to girls and women.
Right.
And particularly to little girls. We treat the concerns of little girls as being silly and foolish, right? And so we say, because you think a pink perfect attendance pencil is important, it's silly. It is not silly. The things that are important to you little girls are not silly, because as is being pointed out in this, Taylor is observing a deeper level of injustice.
Yes.
She's observing a failure of the system.
Nonetheless.
And she's trying to figure out how to negotiate in a world and actually behave in a positive way where people win. And so she's
not throwing a fit.
She's
not crying.
No,
she didn't cry.
No.
Taylor did not. Taylor
and
was not on the crying grade.
She's up leveling it. Says, I'm going to speak to a manager. She deserves to have speak to a manager skills too, and that somebody should be taking care of this to help the other, to make sure that Lizzie understands the rules. Because if Lizzie's out stealing pencils, then she's learning that she doesn't have to follow the rules. When clearly, this rule is important in the sense of don't take something that's not yours.
That's not yours.
And when confronted, do the right thing.
Do the right thing, which did not happen.
So this idea of what's important to little girls, we're just going to be like, oh, whatever. So, we mock pop stars that are important to little girls.
That was so in there. It's just a pencil.
But the buying power of little girls, okay? Do you want to know why there's pink pencils? Because there's a giant market for pink pencils.
Right. And a pink pencil made Taylor come. Let's get some comments. I'm going to jump back over to Facebook. Linda Elect Hillman has been commenting, we resolve things differently and we hold on to things. We allow these things to shape us and how we think. And she says, I think Canada was mentioned only to prove the fact that Lizzie could not have earned the pencil because she was absent. And then I don't think the issue, this is Linda also says, I don't think the issue was Canada, but that she was not present. And she says, loving the communication. And she says, and that there's the point. And then
Escape Artist tosses in there, she's trying to figure out what to do when the people in authority aren't protecting her.
Because and the fact that she is, that's where I want to get to, because at the end of this, the disappointment, and it's not even like fully disappointment, because the way she's looking at her mom at the end is like, okay, you're the second person that's not trying to help me do the right thing. Get my property back.
Has devalued something that's important to her, and to say you're the authority. I don't make the rules. She's like, I didn't make up the rules. And when you're, so this goes back to safety. This really does segue nicely into this issue of safety. Is if authority doesn't equally enforce the rule. I mean, I like this
over the pencil.
If we see this in culture right now, and why we don't feel safe is that the rules don't apply the same to everyone. Based on race, based on gender, based on culture, based on social standing, right? There are different rules, and so this is why you don't feel safe if you think there's no one who is going to be looking out for me in systems where I'm trying to work within the rules, but I can't be safe for fear that someone literally will steal my IP, will steal my idea, will take credit for my work. Is this not the things that happen to women in the workplace? Is particularly.
I mean, let's just think about
a supervisor takes credit for their work.
My most recent, and you were in the room. I mean, prior to us doing this podcast, I put together another podcast, and the person goes, "Well, just make sure my name is at the end." And I'm like, okay, so what are you doing in the beginning and all throughout, and what makes it, but again, men, just put my name on it. On Twitter, Perfect Attendance Pencil has 3 different categories trending right now. Wow. Not only is it a hashtag, it's also, if you just do Perfect Attendance Pencil, Perfect Attendance Award, and all of them have comments out of the wazoo, hundreds of thousands of comments, 152, 22, 300, and so forth and so on. Let me go back. I'm just going to do Perfect Attendance Pencil. The fact that Perfect Attendance Pencil is our January in 2020, that alone should tell you. And not only that, let's talk about leveraging this. She has come back with her Girl Scout video. So I hope that if you are talking
about some cookies, is that what it is?
And that has 800. It has her first of all, her Girl Scout video has 1.5 million views. So you can imagine how many cookies her mom is going to have to deliver. 872 comments on that, 25,000 retweets, and 101,000 likes. And then just going back, the video, Perfect Attendance Pencil video, hopefully the original one, has 10.8 million views. On one post alone has 236 comments. On another one, 575 comments. Listen, the NFL themselves have a promoted post by Verizon on the Perfect Attendance Pencil thread. Okay, they have Verizon has promoted their Super Bowl so the Super Bowl commercial is running on Perfect Attendance Pencil.
But my question is, does Taylor get a cut of that?
Well, Taylor, that's why I said you have to get out there and leverage it, which is why.
So Taylor's going to get her Girl Scout money.
If this was on
but again,
YouTube,
I'm like, well, here you go. It's not
if it's on YouTube, and we have to check to see if it's actually, and we are live on YouTube as well. So do follow the show on YouTube as well. Just to let you know, we come on Sundays. You can binge on each episode. It does become a podcast when we're done with the broadcast, and the video is out there as well. Follow our hashtag #AskLeadingWomen. But let me just go on, and they've got, not only that, they've got several ads running on here. Here's another one, 8,000 likes, 102 comments on this one, and someone has gone back and shared her pre-K video, which is one of the first ones on there. And I mean, I'm just looking at these numbers. If you shared it, you've got some comments, and we're getting, as you can see, steady comments here on Facebook, Instagram, as well as. Did I read the Instagrammers comments? No, I did not. Let me go and grab some of your comments that you guys are talking about on.
Right, and as you're doing that, I think just to get back to this idea that we tell girls to just take it, right?
Yes.
And it's like, okay, you keep the peace. I don't know how many times I was told this as a child and as an adult. It's just a pencil. Let it go. And it's like, it's not just a pencil.
And I know that you were told it because you're an oldest of 5.
Yeah. And that's it. It's like, don't upset the baby. whatever, right?
Look, let's not go down this wormhole with Angela. But
with
do tell.
a little champagne, you'll be hearing about it. But the point is that sure, there are times when we need to learn to let go of a slight, right? Okay. Like if the girl had accidentally taken your pencil, it's like, oh, I thought I had a darker pink pencil, and I thought it was my pencil. Yes, maybe, right?
We're looking for Lizzie at Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh yeah, poor Lizzie. But to say, we really do say.
We do that.
This is important to you, but you need to not have this be important to you, and so then we get grown.
We sacrifice so much trying to keep
on our
the
job,
peace.
in our relationships,
right?
We just take it, right?
So a second grader.
Yep.
A second grader is able to articulate this thing.
Well,
and
absolutely
trying to navigate it. Trying to find the authority figure and literally did not get one.
And I would say it's okay if you end up saying to Lizzie, life is not fair and it's good. I'm not Lizzie too.
But nobody wants to say that.
But to say to Taylor, sometimes the Lizzies of the world steal your pencil, and how you carry yourself in the wake of injustice. It's something. But you know what? That's not how this needs to go down.
Let me tell
grown people
to get
Taylor's pencil.
Taylor. Let me tell you. Okay, I told y'all the third grade.
Yeah.
My barber was my best friend in third grade. Taylor, when I tell you every week, we still sitting up in that barbershop talking about stuff.
Oh, she'll be talking about Lizzie forever.
That went on. Taylor, get your
pencil. Somebody get that girl her pencil.
What I really don't want to happen here, I don't want them, because this is what I know would happen. There will be no more perfect attendance.
Yes.
And I know that's coming, because even at the graduation, well, let me tell you, at my cousin's daughter was graduated this year. Two of her friends who graduated way early, they had perfect attendance from all the way through school. Yeah, not just seniors in high school, from day one to the last day, and they did not want to stand and be acknowledged, because that's one of the things they acknowledge at the graduation. I mean, because there's so much shade. Like, who does that? Who goes to school they went to school every day from day one until graduation, and they were hesitant about standing and being acknowledged. Never mind, they got the most scholarships. Here's what goes along with perfect attendance. First of all, if you go look at her videos, the fact that she has no fear speaking her mind, and I mean, it's not just like a little smart, cocky mind of a kid and all that kind of stuff. It's like, no, I have a voice. And so what we're concerned about is these little moments like this. Taylor's going to end up one of these millions of people on social media.
Yes,
not having a voice.
Exactly, and squelching the spark. We went to see Michelle Obama. I have a T-shirt that says "Find your spark and keep it lit." This is a quote from Michelle Obama.
And you really wanted to go see Oprah, who was here.
Yeah, and I didn't get to see Oprah
because we were in Canada.
We were in Canada. Yes,
no, the Lizzies were like, "It's just Oprah," and she was like, "But we've gone to everything. We should go." Yes. And nobody was like, Angela, go. Yeah. Angela, I thought you would sneak off and go. Yeah. And the fact that I have to say sneak off and go.
And I will say.
I'm just talking about life. Right. Angela, did you go see Oprah and you don't want to tell?
No.
Angela, did you go have dinner with Oprah and you don't want to tell nobody?
I did.
You just don't want to tell nobody.
The Rock.
You want us to, you think we're going to shame you if you went to see Oprah?
And honestly, I was going to sneak off and see Oprah, but my caregiver, who I needed for that weekend, was
and if I had been in a better place, I would have.
I didn't have.
I felt bad for my friend, because I know you would have been there. Yeah, you have been there.
And and so it's okay. But
her, you didn't miss.
Yeah, there you go. But anyway,
wait, I don't mean to treat Oprah like Canada. But I mean, I just know that it doubled back on the experience that we already had with Oprah.
And that's it. And so to say these things are important to us, and I think this is a good way to tie it to something.
I'm just trying to make her feel better.
And this is a good way to say, how does this apply to a grown woman?
Yes.
Okay, you've already seen Oprah. Right, I've seen Oprah. You've
seen Oprah up close, honey.
I've met Oprah. I got pictures of Oprah.
Right.
I got my picture.
Oprah touched your boob.
Exactly. Oprah touched my boob. And
in the photo, y'all. Not like,
Well, in life, but there was a picture of it. But it was fully clothed.
Still,
but
it's
okay.
It's okay.
It's okay for me to want to see Oprah. It's okay for me to want to go see Oprah. But
let's do this if life allows. Yeah. And Oprah is in, because she said, I think she's still on.
Yeah.
in the region.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I think we should go somewhere else and see
Yeah,
Oprah.
yeah.
We should do like Tamra.
Yeah.
Go to one of
And
those
just go to
cold
one.
places and
Yeah.
go. Let's make it a road
Yeah,
trip.
yeah.
All right. Anybody that wants to send Angela on a road
road
trip
trip to see Oprah.
to see Oprah, we should go. I don't think we should do it in Atlanta.
Yeah.
We've done that.
But, you know, but the point is that this is the kind of thing that you say, well, you know, it's okay, it's not that important. But if
Right.
it's important to you, it's okay to say it's important to me.
Right.
And it's okay to say if you don't, and you may not get it. Just because something's important to you doesn't mean that you don't get it.
Right.
But to say, to devalue what's important to you. See, this is
And
the
that's
thing.
what we come
and
back
so,
to
and
here.
this
This
is
is
what
what-
they're telling, when her mother says to her, and God bless you, Mom, I don't know, I'm sure Taylor is high maintenance. I have no problem. You got that reasoning mind after you all the time.
But Taylor is her mom all over
But
again. though.
exactly. But to say it's just a pencil is a funny response. But it really is teaching her
Right.
to devalue what's
But
important.
you
to
know
her.
that she was trying to soften.
She's trying to soften it and say,
She's
you know
trying to
what?
soften
Because
this for her daughter.
it may be that she'll never get her pencil back, right?
Right.
And it may be that she's going to have to go see Lizzie every day and deal with it.
But we have to let mom know
But
that's
really, it's
how she'll interpret that.
exactly. But you're teaching her that the
Mhm,
thing that's
mhm.
important to her, because when you're that age, that pink perfect attendance pencil is respect. She's talking about, I want my respect and
Right.
recognition. This then is going to later translate into a job with a boss or a relationship with a spouse.
Oh, it's going to be there forever.
And
It's going to be
then
an infamy.
is to say, my spouse disrespects me,
Mm-hmm.
but, you know, I should, you know,
Have you ever had to have that
and disrespects something that's important to me
Mm-hmm.
and says, well, it's just a pencil.
Ooh.
Right? And
triggers.
This is where we learn to accept
Somebody
that.
said online one time, they were in a response to some shade thrown to somebody celebrating an anniversary, and somebody said, well, the reason you're alone at X amount of age is because you never learned to navigate conflict resolution.
Probably because
They were throwing shade, and then you had to like, whoa, okay.
Well,
okay.
but maybe you're
But-
alone because you did learn.
to
Because
navigate it.
you resolved some conflict and were like, get to step it.
Exactly.
And so sometimes you got, you know, I mean, if you, no, that's a whole, I've had too much champagne.
Where was she getting ready to go? Okay, let me acknowledge the Instagram comments. Veronica says she is proud of her perfect attendance. She should be. She was awarded for it. People should not play that down.
Yes.
Someone should help her get it back or
Yes.
replace it. Prince said, oh, I never. Harzy report says, hell no. I'm going up to the school
Yep.
and getting my baby's pencil back.
Yep.
Lizzie will have to learn early that you just don't take ish from people and that it is okay to
Yeah.
reap rewards of things you did. It's not okay to reap rewards for things you did not earn. And then let me see, women. There was some more.
Well, that's a really important point. Is that Lizzie's missing a learning opportunity as well.
Yeah.
It's to say,
And somebody said, write a note. Have Lizzie give the pencil back, and I was
Yeah.
like, a note.
Well, it's like somebody's mom needs to come, a mom or dad, or
Yeah.
you know, a parent.
Well, I'm pretty sure Lizzie's parents have called. I mean, and here's another thing too. Should mom have bleeped out the name?
Yeah.
Maybe in hindsight.
Well, I would say that might be appropriate.
Because this is an actual classroom,
And this is-
and in social media,
and
you
it
know,
would be
the
easy-
names have been
and
changed.
it would be very easy for somebody to do a little detective sleuthing and
Yeah.
figure out.
And
who
you know,
this
the
kid is.
kids are all following each
Yeah.
other, even at
Yeah.
that age.
Yeah.
They've got devices.
And this is
with
where
access to
you know
it.
I say, you know, hey, Becky, God bless you if you name Becky because your name's ruined, right?
Right, Becky. Who
Becky,
else?
Karen.
Oh,
I'm just in the whole
Karen,
white,
no, Karen
the
came
whole, you know,
Angela,
problematic white lady.
Do you put raisins in the potato salad?
Hell no. That is, I don't even know. I know this is supposed to be a white thing. It is not. Okay, no. I don't put raisins in anything.
No, now I love raisins on my salads.
Yeah.
I do love raisins on. I love raisins and cranberries.
But no, I do not come from a tradition, which is a long white tradition of white people. We don't put raisins.
Oh,
in
honey, I found the best lady to follow. Older white female, country cooking. And man, she was making some chicken, and I was like, I can't even eat that chicken. She seasoned that chicken so much, but it was country cooking. So I imagine, I think there's been in the assimilation of suburbs from the country to the suburbs is where I think the seasoning got lost.
Absolutely.
Because honey, she was
and
oh my God,
and
that
also the move. I saw it with my own grandmother, who passed away at 97. So when she was born, 1912, I think. So we're talking about really almost two. My mom was a baby was an older baby. She was older when my mom was born, but she started cutting way back on seasoning probably in the 70s because she got concerned with health, right? Okay. With blood pressure and so she started cutting back on salt and these kinds of things. And I thought this may be another reason why
that's when that whole iodized and
yes,
all
it's that there's got to be this big trend to remove salt.
Because everybody thought removing the salt.
Yeah. And so when you start removing salt, you sort of start removing other things. I just think it's an interesting thing.
That was the onset of diabetes and so forth.
And the same thing is she cut way back on sugar and things because she was worried about her health and weight, right? She was really worried about her weight. And she lived to be 97, and she never got skinny, and she still would throw some salt and stuff. So I don't know that, but I think there was a sort of it almost became chic, right? There was a trend in a certain white kind of experience that you didn't season things. And this was before American culture really started to traditional mainstream white culture started to embrace.
That's when we started to see all the stuff on the shelf. Less fat and less this, that, and the other, and not only that, to the onset of the grocery store. But
I think it's good.
All right, so let me just say this behind me here. We are in a studio, the Eyelash Her Studio. This is where everybody comes to get their lashes done in Atlanta. For those of you that are watching all over the world, you come to Atlanta, stop by, go over to eyelashher.com. She leaves a little bit of break in her very busy schedule to let us come in and podcast. It's in the middle between Angela and I. We get to meet up because you guys listen to the podcast and want to come on and broadcast and have great conversations with you. And I just knew this one was going to be a good one.
And I want to wrap up with our leading women words of wisdom.
Yes. So, nice.
This is going to be, I think, should be our thing.
I love it.
We're going to wrap up every episode with some leading women words of wisdom, which is, it's okay to value whatever your pink perfect attendance pencil is, and it's okay to fight for it. And so don't let anybody tell you your pink perfect attendance pencil is not worth the fight.
There you go. I'm going to leave it at that, guys. Again, the minute we stop, this will become a great audio podcast. You can go to AskLeadingWomen.com. That's going to be the podcast. If you want to check out the broadcast or share the broadcast, you'll find links for it in the replay at the hashtag AskLeadingWomen. Again, I'm Yolanda Lattimore, longtime blogger here in Atlanta, semi-retired. This is Angela Stalkup, and we're with you on Sundays, somewhere around 1:30. And again, I'm going to let you guys go and enjoy your Super Bowl Sunday. If it's not Super Bowl Sunday and you're watching this, I need you to look at your clock and find out where you have been and catch us. Each week we are live with you with some great topics and discussion as leading women. All right, in fact, we're gonna go out with Little Miss Taylor. For those of you that missed it at the beginning, there, I'll play it for you one more time. We can find it here in our thing.